to work out with and maintain her magnificent physique. We'll tell you more about this playful pooch later on in the show. And summer is here, believe it or not. It's hot outside, and it's time to get the boat out and head out to the lake. But if you're a dog owner, you may be planning to bring your pup on board. Today we have a few tips to make sure you're prepared for your voyage. Plus, it's kitten season, and our shelter is overflowing with adorable felines in need of homes. We'll tell you about these cuties and our reduced cat adoption fees this weekend. But first, I want you to meet my little co-host. Pixie Dust is her name. She's a fairy-like chihuahua, but unlike Tinkerbell, she can't enable you to fly. What she can do, however, is warm your lap, and she's the perfect little tag-along buddy for those dinner dates, shopping excursions. She's exceptionally sweet, super mellow, just likes to hang out in your arms, and she'll serve as your faithful and trusty canine companion who will never leave your side. Well, our first story is a little gruesome, so brace yourself, but rest assured it has a happy ending. While trimming the hedge, landscapers accidentally clipped a stray kitten with a weed whacker. The small kitten suffered brutal injuries to his leg, his neck, and he lost one of his ears in the incident. The kitten, now known as Vinny, was picked up by our emergency animal medical technicians and arrived at our Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital in pretty bad shape. But after a few weeks of honey-wrapped treatments and medication, the resilient little kitty pulled through, and Vinny was adopted to a nice family who lives right here in Phoenix. Now, it's been very busy at the Arizona Humane Society's Trauma Hospital, and last week alone we cared for over 690 pet patients. This 16-week-old German Shepherd puppy was another one of many pets who received the life-saving care in our Second Chance Trauma Hospital and a second chance at life. His name is Axel. He's feeling much better today. As you can see, he's full of spunk. And Lisa, he's going to be a great companion for someone who's looking for a brisk outlook on life.
He certainly does. As you can tell, he wants to tell you all about himself. 5 months old Axel. He's dark-coated, faced shepherd. Absolutely gorgeous. We get asked a lot about German. So this puppy is looking for an active companion. As you can see, very friendly, engaging with his family, but he is going to want someone that's ready to play. He's at that ripe old age where he's good to learn, so he should be enrolled in some training classes right away. But fetch and running around the backyard, we try to entertain him with treats in a bottle, but he is scared of nothing, ready to take on life. But be sure if you're going to take Axel out for a walk, and any pet out for a walk, that you go in the very early mornings or in the evening, because this pavement can reach temperatures as high as 160 degrees when it's only 100 outside. So please be sure that we're looking out for all of our four-legged friends out there. If it is too hot for your bare feet, it is too hot for paws. Please keep them inside and have indoor activities or areas on your grass, the wet grass, the pool, anything else. But Axel will be crazy waiting for you here at the shelter.
All fun and games, that puppy is. Well, there are nearly 200 cats and kittens waiting for new homes at the Arizona Humane Society, and in celebration of our 60th anniversary, we are reducing all cat adoption fees. Denise is here to share all the details and is joining us with these 3 cute kitties who need a home. Denise?
Yep, these 3 would love for you to take advantage of our adoption special, which is going on today and tomorrow, where adult cats are 60 cents and kittens such as these guys are $60. These fees covers the spay and neuter surgery, their vaccines, chip, and a lifetime of happiness. So these 3 kittens spent some time in a foster home while they were gaining weight, and their foster family said that they're very playful and active. Jack, the one I'm holding right here, is the most vocal of the group, and I believe that Apple thinks she may be a dog because she likes to wag her tail when she's excited. Leah here is a cuddler and loves. So come on down, take advantage of our adoption special, and get these guys today.
Well, you're planning a trip to the lake this summer. Most Arizona lakes allow you to bring your pup, but before you head out, make sure you consider the following. First, it is warm outside and lake water is not good for dogs to drink, so make sure you provide plenty of fresh water, take breaks in shady areas, and use dog sunscreen for those noses and ears, especially if your dog is light-colored. Beware of stagnant water, blue-green algae, and water snakes. Of course, consider a life jacket if your dog isn't the best swimmer. And at the end of the day, make sure you do a quick check, dry their ears, check over their coat, make sure there's no ear infections or hot spots. Also look for ticks, cuts, and thorns. Otherwise, have a great time out there. It's especially for those water-loving dogs. You can certainly find yourself a water-loving hound at the Arizona Humane Society, but taking one of our adoptable dogs out to the yards, you can see if they like to play around in our splash pad and see if they'd be a good water-loving candidate. It's a great way to discover, you know, if the dog that you're interested in adopting will enjoy water. And Perry, that's how we discovered that Gigi here does not like water.
Yeah, she's just not quite sure yet, Ashley, you know, but she's only 6 months old, and, you know, very much like humans, when you're a child, sometimes you end up loving things as adults that you hated as a child and vice versa. So very much so with puppies too. She's got the webbed feet, so maybe when she gets introduced to it a little better in the future, she's going to be great. You know, and just because a dog has that genetic predisposition to be good in water doesn't mean this particular dog is. I see that all the time with purebreds. People have herding dogs that don't herd, or water dogs that don't swim. It happens all the time. Little Gigi here, you know, I was looking at her profile, and it's just a very, very typical puppy profile. She's got the two great qualities, a great demeanor and great sociability. That's what I look for. Other than that, you know, she's going to have little things like she's been an outdoor dog, so she's probably going to need some little more house training. Chewing stages right now, so she's going to need some training that way. But she's got a wonderful demeanor. She wags her tail at everybody. And I think the puppy class for her at the Arizona Humane Society would be a great thing. Go to her website, azuma.org/dog training, and you can read all about it. She's going to be a great candidate and maybe a great swimmer someday. Who knows? Who knows?
Being a Labrador, I sure do hope so. Well, we heard from one of our bobbing for hot dogs here. These cute pups are enjoying a cool game, which you can do to kind of fight the summer heat. All it takes is a bowl or a tub, maybe a little doggy pool. Adds a package of hot dogs, cut them up, and Lisa, eventually you can just lure them in with the food, and that's when the fun begins.
Well, this would be a wonderful way for Gigi to start to learn to like water. These two puppies, our little Labrador shepherds, are learning about all kinds of new things. We're trying to get them to bob for the hot dogs here, and they definitely want the hot dogs. I'm just not so sure about the bobbing yet. But they were born to like the water, so they will get in there eventually. But these two were part of a litter of 5, so they are now ready for their forever homes, and they're at a good age where you can learn all about new things in the big world out here. So if you are thinking of a puppy, these two are ready for adventure. Otto and Taffy, just 9 weeks old. And if you are so inclined to have enough energy to keep up with these two, we do have training classes that start with puppies at this age. So it's perfect time to get them started on the great basics of life. So consider our Arizona Humane Society training basics.
Well, we heard from one of our recent adopters, Bryce, who took a pitty home named Belle. The American Pit Bull Terrier gets along great with the other dog. In fact, they're inseparable. And Bryce said that he's taken Belle on adventures all over northern Arizona, even to the beach in San Diego. They'll be heading out in Colorado in a few weeks, and we're so happy to hear that she's doing well, that she's part of a loving family. It looks like she fits in perfectly with her new family. Lena is up next. She's a wonderful pitty ambassador who is hoping to land a home just as nice as Belle's. This is one of the sweetest dogs you'll ever meet. Perry, tell us all about her.
You know, Ashley, about 50% of all the animals in the shelter in Maricopa County are listed as either pit bulls or chihuahuas, and Lena here is an example of one, and like I said, listed as one. She may not be. She may just have a tiny bit in it. She really looks like kind of a cattle dog mix of some sort with maybe some pit bull in her. But the moral of the story is we have an overabundance of those breed mixes. So like any breed out there, though, it's very important to cut down on homelessness. So please, spay and neuter your pets, and if you have either of those two mixes, please make sure you get them in there and have them spayed and neutered. Little Lena here, like you said, she's an ambassador. Look how gentle she is. She's a very, very gentle soul. She walks great on leash. She's good with other dogs. She's very, very cuddly, and she's just a real lady. She's wonderful. You know, just come on and ask us to show her to you, because I think she's going to get along with every member of your family. I can just see this gal at some point in time getting on the sofa with you and watching some TV and cuddling and having coffee in the morning. And she's going to be a great take-along dog, too. So with so many dog-friendly places out there, Lena would be spectacular. Come on down. Check her out.
Well, do you know what you would do if disaster struck? What would you do with your pet? When we come back, tips on how to